Knuckle up and be a G. For some to stand alone can cause depression. Only the strong will survive in this recession. Caught on possessions, you can lose in a second. Can teach you a valuable lesson. Never neglect your hustle. Respect the game and get your paper in bundles. If not, you in trouble. Power is earned, not given, but sometimes you gotta take your position. Some fake it just to make it, but we ain't faking, my nigga. We take care of business. St. Louis is much too small of a city. The world is up for the taking, and we won't stop till we get it. So first you get the money, and then come the business.
First you get the money, and then you get the power. Mix it all together. Now the whole world is ours. First you get the money, and then you get the power. Mix it all together. Put it together. Now the whole world is ours. I say the whole world is ours. First you get the money, then you get the power. Mix it together. World, Chico, everything in it. Money.
Why not say it is definitely in the building, baby? Why not say it is in the building? Why not say it? Definitely in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? It is your girl, Miss Kiwi, and I am definitely back in the building. How is everybody doing on this evening?
Welcome back, Miss Kiwi.
Well,
we didn't miss you that much. We didn't miss you that much. Fast Lane held it down.
I know you did. I know you did, as y'all always do. As y'all always do. I would like to say what's up to my co-host, Mr. Fast Lane 747 himself.
What up? Why not say it is in the building.
And you already know, out of the ATL, Mrs. Ming.
Yes.
We have a great topic for you all tonight. The king, the warrior, the magician, the lover. How do you all take that? Wow. Let's talk about it.
That king, that warrior, that magician, the lover. It's all about our men tonight. We have a lot of strong men. So we just kind of want to play around with a little bit of the stereotype of masculinity. What does that mean? What does masculinity mean in every sense of the word, basically? So, as we always said, and this is a topic that touches all, because before it is that you become a man, you are a little boy. So we want to tap into that topic of masculinity. Where does it come from? What does it mean? What does it mean in modern time now? So as we always do, we want to make sure that what we are saying, our messages, our conversations, are bridging that gap between the youth and our season. So come on, season. Hey, what we got going on tonight?
Well, they say the Bible teaches fathers are to be leaders characterized by love, service, and integrity.
Integrity.
Yes, integrity. I'm sorry. That's 1 Timothy 3:12, Ephesians 5:25. So, like you said, it starts as a baby boy, then it develops into a little boy, and then to a young man, and then into a man. And men have to teach their children how to be masculine. Women cannot do that. A woman can only do so much. So, call in, talk to us, men and women, because we would love to hear your opinion. We would love to hear you share a story or something about, if you're raising a boy or a man, let us know. Talk to us. We're going to talk back. 515-599-1687.
Yes, 515-599-1687. Call in, get in on this topic, because hey, I'm pretty sure we got men out there that's possessing all four characters, or hey, one is stronger than the other. Hey, where is that king? Where is that magician? Come on, give us a few of your tricks. Where is that lover And oh my goodness, bring it on in. Come on, let's talk about it. Let's talk through it. So give me a definition. What is your definition of masculinity, Fastlane? Until we can get our men calling in and helping us talk about this topic tonight, give me your definition.
I would say masculinity would be that man that's standing firm and believing in who he is and setting that example of that upright man, you know what I mean, and not changing or not persuaded by others in, you know, the wrong ways, you know what I mean? That man that you know, he walks his walk and he talks his talk and he believes in himself more than, you know, he believes in others, you know what I mean? And you know, that man that knows that he got a purpose, and his purpose it can't be bent, or it can't be swayed because of the company he keep, or, you know what I mean? That masculinity is that man that's standing as a leader, and, you know what I mean, and not a follower, you know. And even if he is a follower, he's following the right things, you know what I mean, in order to become a stronger man, you know what I mean. And you know, it's just that it's that protector, that provider, you know what I mean. Like, you know, he that man that makes his people, his tribe, his family feel comfortable when he's in the presence, you know what I'm saying. You know, like, when he walks in the room, you know, you feel that strength of him, you know what I mean, even though he's not acting aggressive. You know?
And you know what? You just gave it. I don't know how many more can kind of like follow up behind that, because you expressed it to a T, in my opinion. You know, Miss Kiwi, what do you think masculinity is?
All of the things that Fastlane just stated, along with, you know, like he said, for a woman, you know, that protector, that provider. You know, and when you say provider, that's just not a man that brings home the money. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's a well-rounded man, a man that, you know what I'm saying, even if he cannot do it or don't know how to do it, he's going to not just stop there. He's going to press forward and find out how to do it. Or, you know what I'm saying? You understand? He's a well-rounded man. It's not just this is what I do and that's it. You know, he gonna make sure that that woman that he deals with, you know, taken care of. You know, a masculine man to me is when we walking down the street, he puts me on the inside and he walks closer to the street. You know what I'm saying? That man
don't
that
leave me on the outside.
When we riding in the car and we get to our destination, he hops right on out and come around and he lets me out as his queen. That's my masculine. You know what I'm saying? So
that man that don't stoop to that level as far as, you know, trying to battle his woman on certain levels, you know what I mean? That man that knows the difference in him and her. You see what I'm saying? Like, because both have gifts, you know what I mean? And when we embrace who we are, our gifts become more stronger. You know, we're able to use our gifts more, and that's the part where we missing. Like, men need them strong women to push them to be that strong man, and that man need to make these women feel more secure. You know what I mean? We're so at war amongst each other that we're not winning like we think we are. You know what I'm saying? And it take these men to step back up, because, you know, like, you know, it's been a lot of games being played from us men, but that's because a lot of these men have been raised by women and not men. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these men have been raised by women, so they don't, you know, like certain characteristics as far as a man, like as far as like stooping to that woman's level when she might be feeling a certain way, and now you acting like her. You know what I'm saying? No, you got to be that man. You got to be an example, you know?
That's right.
You know, you got to be that example. So, you know, it also takes a man, a strong man is a man that could take a loss and be able to bounce back. A strong man is a man that could lose and still keep pushing, because in his heart he's a winner. You know what I'm saying? And a strong man is not weakened by what somebody say out their mouth. You feel me? Because words don't really hurt us unless you allow them to. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you this, Fastlane and Miss Kiwi. What part of society do you think plays in that masculine role? What part of society do you feel plays in that?
A lot. I feel a lot of society should play a role in it because we did a segment on "It Takes a Village." Society is that village, so it plays a great part in it. Anytime your child, or anytime your child, your mother, your sister, your brother, anytime someone go around someone else out in society, you would hope that, if it's a man and he see a boy, he would take that boy, or if he see him doing something, hey, hold on, fella, you ain't got to do that. Or, what I'm saying? They were always taught that as a boy growing up, that men are not supposed to show emotions. Men are not supposed to cry. God gave you emotions. God gave you those tears to cry. So it's okay to show emotion as a man. It's okay for a man to cry. That does not define his masculinity. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where in society plays a great part. I feel that's my opinion.
I'm sorry, Fastlane, and I agree with you too, Miss Kiwi, because there are times when it is that society has dictated what role that man plays, as well as how that man is supposed to feel, and all of that. And I'll say modern time masculinity, hey, men are so, up and down, confused, all over the place because of the fact that society has tried to rule it. Society has tried to rule it.
Exactly.
Well, it goes all the way back to the catch is what's crazy is, like they say, you chop the head off the body and you could control the body. You see what I'm saying? See, they took the man from the head of the household, and now, you know what I mean, they feel like they're more in control of the body of the house, which meaning even the children. You see what I'm saying? The children are being affected. Like, the kids we're seeing now are the results of being raised without fathers in their life. You know what I mean? Like they said, this woman said this. She said that, true indeed, a lot of sisters have raised their children because they stood up strong. But the results still is the results. And it's a major part of a lot of these boys been raised by women without men in their presence, to the point where now the boys even resent the men. You see what I'm saying? They don't respect the men because they're going off of the emotions of their mothers or the women they was raised by. You know what I mean? And like the women don't respect the men. And the point is, though, it was a plan for us. You know what I mean? We don't realize how that plan was put in play for us to divide the house. You know what I mean? No matter how you look at it, whether woman or man, it was for us to be divided. You know what I mean? Because they know they could control the house. If you chop the head off, you control the body of the house. You know what I mean? And that's just being real. Like, when you look at it, a lot of these girls don't respect the men either because they wasn't raised amongst respectful men. They didn't see them respectful men in their life. All they saw was how mama saw that man that might have did her wrong, or how mama might feel towards them men. You know what I mean? Or that man, or they father. You see what I'm saying? So like, what we have to realize is, in order to break the curse, we got to recognize the curse. You know what I mean? Like, they used to take the man, the head of the house, the mandingos or whatever you would call them, the chiefs,
the kings, the warriors,
and would tie him up and whoop him in front of his whole family, his kids and everybody, to make the family look at him like as if he's helpless. So now they feel like, my father can't save me, my father can't help me, so what good is he? You know what I mean? And that's the same way with our women. They have watched their men get broken and whooped and enslaved and incarcerated so much that it feels like our man is now women. You hear a lot of women say, I don't need a man. You know what I mean? And that's impossible. You know what I mean? Because that's just like a man saying we don't need women. It's impossible. We can't have one without the other. You know what I mean? We can't birth the baby, and without our sperm, you can't have the baby.
Exactly.
I don't care if you go get it.
Let me ask you this. At what point or what time? Because I read this article that basically was kind of like talking about that mature masculinity, that mature energy of that masculine male. At what or time or age does that male decide, okay, enough of this, it stops here, I have to, make a change. I want to be that example for my son. I want to be that protector for my woman. I want to portray that king, that warrior, hey, that lover, that magician. At what point do you feel that male becomes mature enough to realize that it's time?
I would say that it depends on his journey. You know what I mean? Like, we all go through different things in life that wake us up at different times. You know what I'm saying? Some people journeys, they learn faster, you know what I mean? Or they might learn early in their race. Some people learn later, you know what I mean? And it's really not a time frame with manhood, or, you know what I mean, like when a woman should consider herself that mature woman, or carry herself as that mature woman, or that man carry himself as a mature man. You know, when responsibilities come, you have to start wising up and moving better, and that comes from a man recognizing his position, you know what I mean? And, you know, like life will deal you them cards that will wake you up, you know what I mean? And some people don't wake up till later, you know what I mean? So it's hard to really put a time frame on it. It's one of them things where we have to wake up, period, whether now or later, you know what I mean? Because we all got a position to play.
And it's more now that we need to wake up, because, it's sad, but, nobody really likes to talk about this or really wants to talk about it, but it really needs to be talked about, because our children are being lost. Our little boys are being misled. And, it's our men has been ridiculed and dummied down and watered down and pressed down, shook down, and you keep on naming the downs. You can go all the way down. I'm saying, you can keep the down going. But,
right.
Every strong black man needs a very strong woman. And, we speak about the man masculinity, but the woman plays a great part in that too. And this is just my opinion. And when I say that, I mean, as a woman, we deprive some of our boys because we be too in our feelings. Yeah. And we keep them away from that father because we can't let go. Right. So as that strong woman, we need to also take our positions back and also start recognizing that the system was never made for us black women, all women, but mostly black women. And I say that because I am a black woman, that, we've been, like he said, our men has been stepped on for so long, and that gave us room to think of them or develop a opinion about them, a stereotype about our men. But it was all part of the system to make our black men masculinity disappear, as if they were helpless, as if they never had the strength. But I just feel like our men have to step back up and take their rightful positions. We have to reprogram our minds and, be able to grab our little boys and straight teach them. Like, this ain't what, I have to send you to school, but I have to teach you the right way, and you're going to get the school way. Because they ain't teaching that in school. I don't care what nobody say. They ain't teaching that in school.
Anytime they passing laws for our children to make a choice on what God created you to be, that tell you something about we all need to wake up. I don't care what you with or how you like it. You can't put an adult decision on a child. You see what I'm saying? So when you giving a child a decision that we don't have the choice to make, you feel me? You know what I mean? you're accountable too. You're very accountable for giving them that choice. You see what I'm saying? So, and I'm saying that because there's no way our children coming home and telling us that it's other kids that's being, they got to decide if this little boy going to the girls' bathroom now because he considered himself something else.
It's
you see what I'm saying? Or the little girl going to the boys' bathroom because she considered herself a little guy. You see what I'm saying? So somewhere along this line, we giving too much choice that really wasn't our choice in the first place. You see what I'm saying? Because one thing for sure, the Most High don't make mistakes. I don't care what other people think or say. God don't make mistakes. You feel me?
Yes.
So to the world, y'all gotta wake up and quit lying to yourself, because y'all lying to these kids too. Exactly. God don't make mistakes. We all could be confused along our journey trying to find ourselves, because that's part of this journey. But don't blame God because you made the wrong choices. You know what I mean? If you're going to stand firm on what you believe in, and don't blame nobody else for the choices you make. But don't allow these kids to be confused because you confused. You know what I mean? Whether it's woman or man. You see what I'm saying? So as a people, we got to start standing firm on these choices we allowing these kids to make. You see what I'm saying? Because like when we was growing up, we couldn't even sit around certain conversations. You see what I'm saying? Because our little innocent ears wasn't supposed to be hearing these adult conversations. They little innocent ears shouldn't be deciding if what sex they choose. Because for one, they shouldn't even be thinking about sex if they're in elementary or middle school. So why are they choosing the gender? You know what I mean? Exactly. Why is that a choice? Instead of them teaching them how to run real estate, or teaching them how to, learn about stocks. You know, they focusing on destroying their mind instead of teaching them how to build empires. You know what I mean? So it goes back to home. We got to teach our kids. So we gotta mold those choices. We got to teach them how to make wise decisions. You know what I mean? That don't mean you're crippling them because you're teaching them how to make wise decisions. It's just they little immature minds. They don't know for real. All they going off what we give them, whether it's on TV, whether they hearing it from conversation, whether they hearing it on the block. You know what I'm saying? So it comes back to us standing firm. You see what I'm saying? That's like somebody telling you, no, you better not whoop your kids. They gonna call so-and-so on you. Man, our grandma ain't care about that. Our mama ain't care about that. They pulling up at the school. Yeah, y'all might as well call them because it's finna happen. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, people so scared of that part, but they ain't scared about what's happening to these kids if you don't whoop their little asses. Exactly. You know what I mean? Or if you don't check them. Or if you don't
I'm telling you what's happening. Our young boys are thinking they're girls, and our girls are thinking they're boys. And you know what I'm saying? How can you teach a little boy anything about being masculine if he thinks he's a little girl?
Well, you know
understand what I'm saying? That's crazy.
You know what that do? It affects our reproduction system. You see what I'm saying? Because we can't reproduce. Boys can't make another child with another boy. You see what I'm saying? So that choice right there, it goes back to, okay, we couldn't kill him with AIDS. We couldn't kill him with this. We couldn't kill him with that. So now we're going to make them hate what they're born to be. So once you hate what you're born to be, you can't do what God gave you the gift to do. You see what I'm saying? So now, okay, they're not reproducing. It's less men having babies. You know why? Because they don't even want to have sex with a woman. No, you see what I'm saying? And the same way with our women. If I don't knock a relationship, that's y'all choice. But reality is, if a woman and a woman is, and a woman doing whatever they do, you can't produce a baby unless you go borrow some sperm.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So you still need that man in order to even act like y'all had a baby together. You see what I'm saying?
And no matter if a man go get his sex change and he get a vagina and grow some titties, he still will never be able to have a baby. So stop
it
teaching
affects our reproduction system.
Yes, you know, listen, your choice, your thing. That's on you. I'm not the one to judge. But when it comes to our babies, I'm not going to bite my tongue about it. Like I said, if you're grown enough, you make that decision. That's you. But we have to stop lying to our babies, making them feel that it's okay to be a girl when they are a boy. It's not okay. So if you really, wait a minute, if you really think about that though, that parent that's allowing that,
they confused,
and maybe that's something that they enjoy doing, and they may be in the closet about it, or even if they outwit it. But we still have to listen, our babies is confused out here.
Well, one thing that we have to take ownership in also, because we can sit here and we can say that we can say what we're saying, and these are just our opinions. But one thing that we have to, make sure that we do is that we are open and we are willing to listen, because there are a lot of, young adults, kids, even adults now that have things that they have never been able to, express, that needs to be expressed. Because maybe if the lines of communication are open more, then there are a lot of things that, we would be able to address. But when it is that line of communication is not open, then these kids and adults and so on and so forth, and that's the reason why there is so much mental illness that goes on that is causing a lot of this. So as parents, and I'm saying even from, hey, back in the day to modern time, we have to be able to communicate. We have to open up our ears. We have to open up our hearts. We have to open up our minds and listen to what's being said to us, so that we can address those issues or whatever the case may be, before it actually turns into something that is spiraling out of control, and just like true. A lot of things are now.
But people have to also listen. People have to come out of that shell. People have, especially our people, we have to stop being so concerned about what other people think, because we will never open our mouth and tell our secrets to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, you're shamed about it, or you might just not want people to talk about. So we have to stop allowing and making excuses for a lot of things, because you're right. That is causing a lot of mental. The mental comes from holding everything within. People going through things, kids being molested, and not telling it until they're grown. It's a lot of things. But until we start looking in that mirror and being accountable for that person, then how can anything ever change? We all can have compassion about all of this, open heart, open ears, and be able to, offer up suggestions or places to go, or, resources. But people have to also know that what they say out of their mouth can be trusted. To people who they're telling, because a lot of times people tell their business and it just become talk. People add to it, take away, and now, you know what I'm saying, it's just gossip. Yeah. So, it's hard for people to open up. It's hard. It's real hard. That's true.
But we're gonna lighten it up a little bit, because we're, talking about these kings, these warriors, our magicians, and our lovers from a masculine standpoint. So I got a few questions I want to ask, and I wish that we have some men to call in, because I just want to know, what stance do you take? So when I ask the question, then and Fastlane, I hate that you're the only man there. Well, Justin, come on out of that office, because
Justin, can we borrow you for a minute? You are a man. Hey, come on out of here. Right. Come on, Mr. Miyagi.
And sit at that table, because I just want to know, what part? Are you the king? Are you the warrior? Are you the magician?
All of you, all of the above.
Yeah, that's right. All of the above.
Hey,
so,
we got Mr.
question number one.
I've been summoned.
Yeah.
She waved a magic wand and I appeared.
That's right. That's right.
So she's a magician.
So what's your questions, Miss Ming?
Question number one, and I'm speaking in third person. So I'm good at making the right decisions in my life, as well as keeping a healthy degree of order around me. Do you agree or disagree?
Well, you can go first, Mr. Miyagi.
Would you repeat the question, please?
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Okay. I'm good at making the right decisions in my life as well as keeping a healthy degree of order around me.
True.
All right, he agreed.
You agree?
Is this a true or false question?
It's a agree
No,
or
it's a disagree or agree
Oh, okay.
question.
You can agree or disagree. Are you
Generally speaking,
generally speaking,
personal or professional?
both.
Hey, slang it how you need to slang it.
Okay, take it all around the bush. We just want to know: do you agree or you disagree? Are you that man or you not?
Oh yeah, I have to. I don't have anybody to call when I need help, so I got to figure it out.
Okay.
Whether I want to or not, damn it.
All right. So,
I don't have a hotline. How do I fix this shit?
Okay. So,
You don't have a 515-599-1687?
Well, see, if I call that, then I got to answer it. It's like, damn it. Doo-doo-doo. We're sorry. This number has been disconnected. Please hang up and try your call again.
Exactly.
Press 1 for Spanish. Press 2.
All right. So
next
I got
question.
question number 2.
All right, let's get it.
I see beauty in feminine things such as flowers, jewelry, and or fashions without being ashamed of it.
Is that you or it's not?
False.
That's false.
You disagree?
You disagree in
I
that?
don't need it. I don't even wear shirts half the time. I don't need no damn clothes. I'd run around with a fig leaf if I could. Yeah, Adam and Eve, that stuff.
What's wrong with seeing beauty in feminine things?
I think it's a reflection of maybe people aren't whole on the inside, so they need to go. Maybe their inner beauty is out of whack, so they have to put it on. All the broke people that work at Walmart wear "I'm a boss" shirt. I mean, how you gonna be a boss being a Walmart employee? You don't need to wear that shirt. That's false advertising.
You can be a boss and work at Walmart now. Come on, Justin.
Well, unless you're the boss of Walmart, but normally those people don't wear boss shirts. They wear JCPenney shirts with clip-on ties.
Justin, I work at Walmart and I'm a boss.
Well, you're not the boss of Walmart. You're the boss of yourself. Are you the boss of Walmart? The general manager, the regional manager,
You know, I might be. You never
the
know.
head of the toy department.
No, that's the worst department.
Oh,
Heck
I
no.
want to work there.
So wait a minute. So we're gonna ask Fastlane the same
Yes.
question. So we want to hear your answer. You want her to repeat the question?
I know.
Repeat
This
the
guy's
question.
fashionable. I know you.
Repeat
I
the question.
see beauty in feminine things such as flowers, jewelry, and or fashion without being ashamed of
No,
it.
I just heard just things in
So
general.
you gotta open your ears and listen to the question.
See, that's what happened.
So
You got me out of my corner.
So
I'm
when
out of
you
my
ask
element.
that, you're saying like, how do I feel about that as the man that I am?
When a woman
You
dresses up,
disagree or agree that's possible. I mean that you do. I mean that's you. That you can do that.
Are
Oh,
you
of
that
course.
man to
yes.
be that?
Yes, I can. You know why? Because if I see
was
some
getting ready to
beautiful,
say, you-
if I see some beautiful
Yes,
flowers,
most definitely.
in order for me to purchase some
Most definitely.
flowers for her,
Hey,
in order for me to purchase some flowers for her, I had to like them. You see what I'm saying? In order for me to plant flowers in front of my house, I had to be attracted to the beauty of those flowers, the colors of those flowers. When I'm riding down that highway and I look off and I see those trees, all them different colors, you know, them autumn leaves or whatever. Yes, I love nature. See, I mean, that we have been programmed. See, that's the thing though.
You didn't
A lot of
understand the
men,
I don't think so.
a lot of men are not comfortable with who they are in
Come on,
they
just
self.
stop.
You
Come
see
on.
what I'm saying?
Dig it deep.
I'm so comfortable with me. I don't care what nobody think about
Yeah,
me
that's
or what
true.
they saying I do. I stand strong as who I am, not who
Yes.
they think I should be, not what they say I should be doing. So if I like something, I like it. I'm standing on it. And if they want to break me down as the man I am, that's their flaw. But it ain't gonna be easy. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
So
Yes.
as the man I am who I say I am. So it ain't no, you can strip me from everything I wear. I can put on a fresh white t-shirt and be comfortable. And if I see my girl in something sexy, a beautiful dress, in order for me to compliment it, I had to like it. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we be so contradictory about certain things that we say that, you know, it really, like, it depends on the person who's judging. Everybody judge so much that they don't even realize that they throwing darts. Because how can I judge a guy because he said, oh, those flowers are beautiful? That don't make him less of a man. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? That just means he see the beauty within them flowers.
And that's what I was saying earlier about when they say men are not supposed to cry. Listen, God gave men the emotion to cry. And God gave man, now I might not be saying this right, but I think you all can understand where I'm going with this. Not being feminine, but that feminine eye. Because if he didn't, how could you look at a woman and say she's beautiful? How could you look at a flower and say she's beautiful if you don't have that? Just like for a woman, how can I look at a man and say he's handsome, or even look at an outfit and say my man would look good in this? You know what I'm saying? This suit or something, if I don't have that man instinct, or you know what I'm saying? So in order for a man to be in touch with or in tune with his feelings, you know, they make you feel like you gay or you're not masculine and all of that. That's not always the case. That's not always
it's just
case.
Like this. God made man and woman. So how do they judge him? Exactly. You see what I'm saying? For him to be able to put that within a woman, how could you judge? See, you can't judge. You feel me? And that's the thing. That's the problem, though. You know what I mean? Like the things that we focused on as far as being a man, they have got confused. You know, we're confused about that. You know what I mean? Some fly clothes don't make you a man, or talking heavy don't make you a man. You got to be able to walk that walk and stand firm and tap into self and find out who that man is in the mirror. You know what I mean? And once you realize who he is, he can't be persuaded by others to be somebody else because he know himself. That's why I always say it's best to know thyself before anything else, because people will twist you. They will have you scared to think. You know what I mean? Because you're not thinking like they think, or you're not moving like they moving, or you're not walking. Okay, you wore some pink, so you're not. It's a Killer Cam started rocking pink. You know what I mean? But we was rocking pink polos back in the days, and it was okay. You know what I mean? Until somebody made it an issue. Like, you know, I was reading something and they said a lot of things that we look at as evil is because we give it an evil eye, an evil attention. You see what I'm saying? When you point out wickedness so much, you don't realize you're advertising and you giving it that attention. You know what I'm saying? The best way to beat the devil is to ignore him. You know what I mean? That's if you, that energy. You know, so it's energy. Everything is energy. If you put out a negative energy, a negative thought, you plant a seed, and that seed will grow. You know what I'm saying? So we got to watch the seeds we steady planting in each other and in these children. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to grow. You know, so we got to get away from being afraid to be happy, being afraid to laugh, being afraid to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to act a certain way because you're around certain people. You know what I'm saying? Well, you need to get away from them. If you can't be yourself, you need to get away from them. You know what I mean? And to me, that's standing strong as a man. You see what I'm saying? Because money can't make you a man. You got to have it within you. And you got to be that example for the other men that's coming along. Whether you lose, we going to fall. We going to get misled. We going to get, you know, we going to take losses. You know what I mean? That's right. And we going to get lost on this journey. But in order to find yourself, you got to be lost sometimes, so you know.
You just basically answered that next question, you agree, because it says, I genuinely enjoy life, and there are many things in life that I am happy about. So, Justin, I'm going to ask you that question. And I know Justin, we give you a pass because I know that you didn't understand what it was that I was saying with the first question. So I give you a pass, okay? I know you done bought your girl flowers. I know you done bought your girl jewelry. I know that, you know, hey, you might not like shirts, but I'm pretty sure you will put on a pink shirt. You know, so hey.
This is a beautiful pink microphone. I see the beauty in this pink microphone. Is that what
yes, because it's making magic, baby. It's making magic.
That's right. So do you genuinely enjoy life? Or are there many things in your life that you're happy about? I know, you know, hey.
Where else would I rather spend my time on a Friday night?
You enjoy what you do.
I enjoy my job.
Most definitely. So can either of you gentlemen think critically without needlessly tearing down a good idea of others? So tearing somebody else down.
You say thinking critically, like as far as what?
So, like, say for instance, if it is that somebody comes up with an idea, you all are collabing on an idea, but it's something that you just really don't agree with or like, as a matter of fact. So can you think of a critical way of resolving the issue without tearing that person down and making that person feel that their idea just sucked?
You said you're in a group, so as in more
You
than
could-
so
you could be.
three or more people, then you put it to a vote.
Okay.
I say I
But
like
what
the
if
pink
just you and-
microphone, but he doesn't like the pink microphone. So
Right.
then we take it to a vote. What do you think? Do we keep the pink microphone or not? So something like that.
But
You
what
don't
if it's
like-
just two of you?
What if it's just you two?
Then it's not a group. It's a duo.
Right, but
Okay,
she's
well, what
asking
about a
over,
duo?
like whether it's a group, whether it's duo, or whether yeah.
It's different when
So-
you're in a group versus one-on-one.
So what's the difference?
It's easier to say no if you're in a group. If you're one-on-one, you got to kind of respect her feelings. Oh, you want to go to the zoo, do you? So I already went to the gym today. I don't need to exercise. But then there's things you think, and then there's things that you actually say. So as long as the things that you actually say come out after you think about saying them.
Okay.
Whatever you're thinking in your head at the time about what she says, whether you agree with it or not. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Well, you better think about it because you kind of want to.
But see, maybe that's where I get in trouble is I say things without thinking. And then I think about I was like, I probably shouldn't have said that. So it's hard to unsay. You can't unsay something.
Right.
That's right.
So what was the question? Did I answer the question?
You answered it.
Yeah,
You
you
answered
I
it.
got sidetracked
So,
again.
are you gonna ask the question to Ra, or are we moving to the next question?
Ron kind of like chimed in.
Okay.
Or did I not hear him?
Yeah, you gotta let them down easy, or just say I disagree with it, or maybe one day you do what she wants, and the next day you can do what I wanted, what he wants. Or what.
Exactly.
It's all about compromise in that situation.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Most
Okay.
Podcast, I'll call you.
It is
So-
about compromising, but
The next question is: I have strong ideas as well as a good sense of who I am and what I want out of life. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
You agree.
Yeah.
you agree or
That's
disagree?
why
Okay.
he didn't hit the dinger. He agrees.
I agree.
Do you agree,
Because-
Justin? Oh, okay. Go ahead and let us know
The
why
more I learn myself, the more I realize what I like, the more I realize what I don't want to do, the more I realize who I want to do it with. You know what I mean? The more I realize, like, some things I ain't even got to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's a part of knowing yourself. You know, it's very important. Like, even loving yourself plays a major part of knowing these decisions, because the more you love yourself, the more you realize the things you don't like too. You know what I'm saying? The things you don't want to do, the things you don't want around you. You know what I mean? And myself, I feel like that comes with knowing yourself. And the more you know yourself, the more you stand firm on what you want to do and what you believe in. You know what I mean? And why you feel like it should get done or why it shouldn't get done.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. What
So
you
being
gotta
the
say?
king.
Hold on. I think Justin had something to say. Did you have something to say?
Okay, I'm sorry, Justin.
I was
Go ahead.
gonna ask you to repeat the question again.
Oh, Justin. Okay, so you have. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. You have strong ideas as well as a good sense of who you are and what you want out of life.
For myself,
Yes. Do you
Yes.
agree or disagree?
agree.
Okay. Hey, I have to agree with that too, because each one of you gentlemen have something that you're doing that's positive, that's helping to strengthen, your life, and as well as it sets an example for your children. So yes, most definitely. So you have, wait a minute. Do you feel that your lives are meaningful and that you generally have some form of positive impact on others?
Yes. That's
Okay.
easy. That's an easy one.
That's easy for you.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Fastlane?
Yes, I do. Because I feel like You know, like, you never know when you're being watched. And I'm talking about with these children, your neighbors, the people around you, you know what I mean?
Video cameras.
So,
Everything's filmed.
You know, people paying attention to you more than you know it. That's why they said it ain't just about you. This journey ain't just about you. Some people pick up your energy, the energy that you put out. You know what I'm saying? And then when you talk to certain kids or people and they let you know how they heard what you was saying, you realize your influence to them. They're paying attention. They waiting for them words. They waiting for that wisdom. And you know what I mean? Like, you start realizing that you play a part of a change, whether it's for the good or the worse. You know what I'm saying? So that's the decision you make within yourself, and realize I got a purpose. My purpose, people are showing me I have a purpose. Even if you didn't know you had a purpose, the people around you, you know what I mean? That's why they say it's very important the company you keep. You know what I'm saying? Because either they going to drain you or they going to energize you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, children are sponges. So when I realize, you know, kids pay attention to me, or I might have dropped a jewel on them years ago and they come back and remind me of what I said to them. You know what I mean? It let me know that, like, my words affected them to the point where they held on to it. They carried that with them. You know what I mean? And, you know, sometime, you know, along this journey, you realize, hey, you're a leader, whether you want to lead or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's that little girl watching y'all get dressed every day, or, you know what I mean, watching how you leave to go to work on time. And now she like, oh, I got to be like her. I'm going to start leaving out early. You know what I mean? Getting to work on time. I like how she's sharp or punctual about her job, or, you know what I mean? So, you know, like, you start realizing, like, your position is deeper than yourself or just your children. It's people around you that's dependent on you just from your movement, your motion. You know what I mean? You inspire people just because of how you moving or how you won't quit. You might not even have much, but it's your push that you ain't stopping till you get what you're trying to get. You know what I mean? And you see other people realizing that, and they telling you they realize that. That motivates you as well. You know, it's almost like we giving each other energy. I gave them something and they gave it back to me. You know?
So let me ask you something. Justin, do you have any sons? You have a son? You all both have sons. What would be the first three things that you all would teach your son? Well, what was the first three things you all taught your sons when they became old enough to really kind of understand about being masculine?
I would say one thing was I was teaching my sons not to be standing there with their hands on their hips like girls. That's when they was very young. You know what I mean? That's just one thing. That's a man's thing of telling your son, he's standing here with his hands on his hips, or a little kid switching. You have to teach him what he's doing and show him how to do different, you know. And I'm just making examples, you know, like it's a lot of things I have said to my sons, you know what I mean, because I pour out. So, you know, along this journey, you know, like, I always tried to make them know that they will grow to be men. That boys going into manhood. And I always prayed that I was here to be that example, whether it was that good example or that bad example. I was always here. So y'all can learn from my mistakes. You can learn what not to do. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to do what daddy do, but learn from me. You know what I mean? Or take my good and run with it. You see what I'm saying? So I always tried to watch what I did in front of my children as far as the manhood of me. You know what I mean? So I would try to lead by example. You know, so I always, you know, I tried toughen them up, letting them know you're going to fall, get right back up. You know, maybe they might have fell and scraped their knees, dust it off and get back up. And it wasn't being harsh. It's just letting them know you're going to fall a lot more. So it ain't going to just stop right here. So get on back up and keep going. You know what I mean? It's just like them riding their bike and they fall up off that bike. You know, you make sure everything okay. Yeah, you okay? You ain't break nothing? All right, well, what you finna do? You finna put the bike up or you going to keep riding? You know what I'm saying? And you might fall again. And you might. See, we train our children to be weak now because a lot of times we pampering them too much instead of letting them scrape them knuckles or scrape their little knees sometime, because they're going to realize in life that's what happens. You're going to scrape your knuckles. You're going to fall. But the whole thing we was teaching them as they was falling and we'll make them get back up is that's what life do. You're going to fall. You just got to be able to get back up. That's the most important thing. You know what I mean? Getting back up. dust it off and keep rolling. You know what I mean? So I always try to instill in them to, hey, get back up. Stand strong, you know what I mean? Whether you lose, you know what I mean? Take that blow, you know what I mean? I'd rather you take it because you're going to take many more. You know what I mean? You can't crumble because somebody hit you in your little chest. You know what I mean? You got to be able to take that. And it starts with us. You know, it ain't just about chastising them like that, but it's about bringing that toughness out of them. It's in you. So sometimes we have to enhance that. And that comes from that man side of it, though. You know, one might be like, oh, don't be hitting them like that. Don't be doing this. But I look back and look at the men who used to roughen me up. And I'm thankful for them because that also made me be able to take a blow or be able to stand strong as a man. It helped me get over certain fears, you know what I'm saying? Because you only gonna cry so much about the same thing, you know what I mean? After a while, now it's like I gotta dry these tears up and I gotta be able to take it, you know?
But at the same token, you don't have a problem with crying if you have to.
Hey, I say dry them tears up, baby.
Exactly.
But
So
you know,
what you gotta say about that, Justin?
Just don't turn into a meme like Michael Jordan.
you know.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah, mental and physical toughness. He didn't even have a dad for the first 9 years. So yeah, his dad went to jail. It's crazy. So he didn't have a father figure for the first. Yeah, he's 11 now. So I've only had him for 2 years, but I've been trying to toughen him up. But yeah, it's just some people are softer than others. But you got to start young. I mean, even if it's little boxing or I'll wrestle around, give him a little headlock or some kind of physical activity. He's like, stop it. It's like, no, that's not really how it works.
Yeah.
He don't just say stop it. You got to fight your way out of it.
Right.
But you know, you just gotta, hey, every time you get them, just keep on doing that. You know, because like you said, you only had them 2 years.
He likes video games.
And that was gonna be like part of the next question.
Yeah,
as men, do you all think that video games and media and you know, or do you think those are some of the things that teach our kids, discourage our boy kids
from going out?
Not the girls. Let's talk about the boys.
It keeps them from going outside and do physical activity. We didn't really have video games when we were kids. I mean, luckily I was mad at the time, but my mom she wouldn't let me get one for a long time. Wow. So that's actually. I mean,
but don't
I like it
when
now.
You say that also can be kind of like discriminating against personality for the simple fact and reason being there are some boys, there are some men that learn and are highly intelligent because of what it is that they are interested in. Not everybody is interested in playing sports. Not everybody is interested in going outside and getting dirty and so on and so forth.
That's true.
But the bad thing is it's a large percentage that ain't going outside no more. You see what I'm saying? And that's where the problem comes in. And one thing I done learned about the outside world is you learn how to use your instincts. You know what I mean? When you outside, you gotta use your instincts. See, on that video game, they could use.
You can die in a video game, not in real life.
Yeah, so your life ain't on the line on that video game, so you're not using them instincts like them animal instincts of survival. Or when I'm crossing the street, this car almost just hit me, so I got to be careful crossing this street next time. You see what I'm saying? Your instincts kick in, you know what I mean? Or this car steady circling past us, we need to pay attention to this car a little more. You see what I'm saying? Or we running up and down the block playing football or whatever. It teaches you other instincts. When you sitting in front of this TV all the time, you're being programmed.
And it's nothing taken away from video players and people that
that's cool.
That
Some
has
people
mastered that craft.
They can make money doing it. Yeah, making money playing video games. Okay, that's a job.
That's okay. So you all make that's exactly what I'm saying. There's masterminds that are highly intelligent, that are millionaires, that are.
But we're not taking nothing away from them. All I'm saying is, do you think, as a man and a boy or a male child, period, with video games and them not going out, you know, video games or the media or whatever, and them not going outside doing boy activities, being a boy, getting rough? And I'm not saying, like, you know, that's determining their life. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, do you think that the kids just sitting playing video games without any outside interaction or, you know, being outside, getting that fresh air, doing what boys used to do, throw the football, playing soccer, playing baseball.
Tumbling.
You know, and there's baseball players. I'm saying video games all day long, no outside activity. Besides, yeah, okay, they know at school they get their PE or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, that's like father-son time. Outside throwing the ball. Even though it could be father-son time playing a video game. But like he said, I mean, is that video game really going to prepare you for them outside?
Well, we see what the streets are preparing a lot of them for too, as well. So,
but you saying the streets? I'm not saying the streets. I ain't saying throwing them in the streets, though. I didn't say throwing them in the streets.
But I'm just saying.
I'm saying outside activities.
I'm making a difference. I'm just giving a point, and this is my point of view, because I don't agree that it's just 100% necessary that young man or that little boy has to be outside all the time, because there are people. Einstein wasn't one that he didn't like none of that, but this man was a genius,
and that takes nothing away from him of being a genius.
So I'm just giving my point of view.
So you saying, but you're speaking of Einstein in the adult when he became.
No, he wasn't. It wasn't just when he was an adult.
So you saying he never played outside with no activities or anything?
He did not like read about him. Read about him.
He was an indoor kind of guy.
He didn't.
As a little boy, he didn't play outside.
No, he didn't.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, do you think that with the mental and the physical, I mean, you know, with that, I mean, no outside activity and strictly, and I'm not speaking nothing against him. I'm just saying, like, we're talking about Einstein, but I'm talking about, like, in these times with everything that's going on, even though it's really not even safe for our kids to be outside. I'm just speaking on in these times right now with what we're going through with our little boys. There's not the video games. I'm not taking nothing against that. But what I am saying
is now is that the father needs to step up and be a part of their lives.
Exactly.
That man needs to take that role and be a part of their life.
Away from the video games, and you know, it's more hands-on, more, you know, interacting. You sitting there and he's sitting there, y'all playing together on the video game. But I'm saying as far as more physical, and I'm not speaking against nothing you're saying or about Einstein. I'm just saying, in my opinion,
no, I was just
it has to get back with I'm talking about as far as men actually being able to teach these boys how to be rough, because sometimes of today men can feel like the only way they gonna roughen a boy up is to put the hands on him. This, I'm just asking a question. Or do you feel like football, let's go throw, you know what I'm saying, the talks, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you do gotta roughing his ass up, because he ain't
a little
defense.
But
it's not always about that.
Interested. What if he's not interested in all of that stuff? That's the only thing
I'm saying.
Defense,
self-defense. If someone's trying to mug him or something,
what about
self-defense?
What about how would he know if he's never outside to do these activities? That's what I'm saying. How would he know if he liked that? Because on the inside, just playing the video games, and if that's all the father
no
do with
physical contact,
right? If that's all the father is doing is playing video games with him, he's not really getting.
He's not teaching him anything.
So that's not what you're still not getting. What it is, you're still not getting what I'm saying. I'm not saying that that's not something that can be, but I'm saying there is a lot of men now that can't relate to a young man, a boy, or whatever that doesn't like. They taking them outside playing football with them, playing baseball with them, but that kid doesn't want to.
It don't have to
soccer,
be that. It could be
ball, whatever.
It could be racquetball. It could be whatever sport.
So
it doesn't matter.
My big thing,
you know,
and this is just my opinion. Yeah. What I feel is that everybody. Are you all still there? Okay.
Yeah,
I feel that everybody should, I mean, you know, from a man's standpoint, when it is that you're building a relationship with your son or that young man whose life that it is that you're in, you got to learn that young man. You got to learn who that young man is, what that young man likes, or whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
You can't just force what it is that you like to do or how it is that you expect for him to be or what it is that you expect for him to do on him. You have to learn them in order for him to even want to build that bond or that relationship with you.
Exactly. That's true. That's true. That's true.
So that's the only thing I was saying. Or
But
trying to
would
make
you
reference.
say that like a lot of our men lack the strength and the positive,
I'm not a man, so I don't know.
I'm talking to Rob. I know you not, or either Justin. I'm just saying, do you feel like a lot of our men lack that strength or being strong or, being that positive role model because of a lot of things that their father may have done or showed them or might not have taught them? These are generational curses, because I'm just saying, how do we tell people how to, even identify it, relate to it, as far as getting back to the men, getting hold to these boys, whether it's your son, whether it's your nephew, whether it's your cousin, because a lot of people can't take that.
Well, it plays a major part. See, we don't realize how no matter, we're talking about men, but we need those women to say, baby, you need to go spend a little time with your daddy more. Baby, you're not going with me today. You finna go with your daddy. Or baby, I don't care how I feel about your daddy. You still finna go with him. I don't like that,
trying
nigga.
to get to that.
But yes,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because that time is very important. No matter how they go about it, the time we share, you'll be surprised how these little boys gravitate to what you do when they're around you. You see what I'm saying? That's just like my grandson. When he around, he pop all this, pop all that, pop all this. And before you know it, he asking me questions where I have to answer them cautiously because he's asking real questions. You know what I'm saying?
Have you thought about he might ask his mama that and she couldn't give him the answer?
True indeed. That's why he's picking my brain so much, because he noticed the difference. So now when I go to the bathroom, you know what I mean, I allow him to come in. Now he see when I'm in the shower, come on, you finna take a shower next. You know what I'm saying? So he'll know this is what men do too. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta walk them back through it. But it plays a part of, like, just as well as we saying these men need to do this, we need our women to play a part of that too, because in order for them to do this, you know what I mean? It's a lot of men that have tried to do that, and the woman taking this child in and out of their life by their choice. You know what I'm saying? See, we got too much power in the wrong positions. You know what I'm saying? Because none of us had a choice. Like, I would not take my daughters or my kids away from their parent, no matter how I felt about them. And that's coming from this man, even though I felt like it's been done to me multiple times. You know what I'm saying? So,
I don't mean to cut you off, fast lane, but hello, caller. How are you? Hello, caller. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
How you doing on this evening?
Yeah, you doing?
I'm good. Cannot complain. We're talking about the king, the warrior, the magician, the lover.
Oh. Well, everything on the wall, man. Put everything on the wall, man.
You got to tell her what about it, though.
Okay. We're okay. It's masculinity. We're speaking on
how the men are losing.
The men are losing their masculinity, and how can we get back to our men grabbing hold to our young boys, our young men, and getting them into men and the right way, as opposed to the way we have been brainwashed over the years. And all of that.
What I think, first and foremost.
Can I ask you, do you have a son?
No, I don't have a daughter.
Oh, okay.
But I'm very much is with the mothers who have sex. But first, we have to speak about the elephant in the room. Because us as females have to let the fathers that's willing to look after themselves look at them.
Hello, caller. Are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. I don't want to rush you, but you have to kind of go ahead and state your claim and, let us know what you're saying. We don't have much more time.
I was looking at video.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to say this, and then we'll go from there. But I was looking at a video.
Mm-hmm.
And most females have to let the madness go. And the direct anger that they have against the man.
You say what? The last part you kind of muffled in on us. We ain't really understand what you said. You said you was looking at a video.
Most females have to let the anger go that they have against the male.
Because it's affecting these children.
And that's the
That's very
father.
important.
Exactly.
That's very important. We don't realize how it's affected because you know why? These kids come around their fathers and even don't know how to be comfortable around their fathers because of what's been programmed into them from their mother. You see what I'm saying? So we don't really, and I'm not blaming the mother. I'm saying we both play a part, you know? We both play a part, you know? It's very important.
But that plays a big part because you have to set the emotion aside. And if that father is willing to be in that child's life, especially a young boy, you as a mother or people have to take that emotion to the side.
Yeah, you do. You do. Yeah, you do.
Because us as females being the majority of the time we're emotional and we move off emotion. Not all, because some move off of what needs to be done. And a lot of times when it's sinners, playing things, that is a getaway point.
That's true.
And some of them master it.
Some don't.
But it's all within the time too.
But yeah, so caller, we appreciate you always with your support and your views and your opinions. I don't mean to rush you, baby, but we do have to go.
No, that's it. I'm at the buddy end. Usually I get in with y'all with the discussion, but
yeah, because we can get to talking.
Yes.
Hey, I just feel the parents, we all as parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers, aunties, uncles, friends, we all accountable. At the end of the day, even though we are talking about raising young boys into men,
it still take the village.
It still take that village because without that strong woman that actually had that boy child,
But we have to look into the time.
Yeah,
because the times that we're entering into.
I get all that, but at the end of the day, it takes a village. That woman.
Always a village.
That woman has to also be as strong. I mean, when I say this, I don't mean as strong as if she feels like she's that man, but she has to also be a strong woman to endure a lot of things that king, that warrior.
But she has to be the strong woman
that love
realize that she need a man.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we are independent, but we lost focus that we need a man to raise a man.
Yeah. Well, we also got to stop being these kids' friends, too. Because, you know, hey, parents got to be the parents and kids going to have to be kids again. But until the next time, cousin, we love you. Thank you for your support to all our
viewers. And I will get it early.
All right, now.
I love y'all, too.
Love you, too. Thank
Love you, too.
Till the next time. But we would like to thank everybody that tuned in, listened, all of our lives. Hey, if you didn't call in on this one, call in. If you got a topic, let us know. We'll get with you. Till the next time, Fast Lane and Miss Lee, we out of here.
Hey.
Peace. Have a good night, everyone.
Jones.
I can't even lie, man, I feel innocent. Ever since I put them down, I've been down ever since.
I put my soul on it, more valuable than